Hey, what's up?
This is really heavy.
Story time. Juiced sent me the HyperScrambler 2. I was absolutely pumped to receive this bike, and the timing could not have been more awful. My second child, my son, was born on March 19th. The bike arrived on the 20th or 21st, and I was super excited. Didn't even really get to unbox it until the week following. And the first day I rode it, longer distance than just around the block, I was going down a main road here where I live and going about 32 miles an hour on this thing downhill, which, by the way, that's super fast and awesome. There's my first bit of a review for this bike. And this lady on a 4-lane road, coming the other way, just cut me off entirely to get into a Kroger gas station. I braked as well as I could. I was going so fast. This happened so quickly. She didn't see me whatsoever. I was so scared because the tires started to slide, because I literally had to crank the brakes. I was so scared I was gonna hit her that I just decided, because I was so out of control, I would just fall off the bike basically and lay it down, which is what happened. It scared the crap out of me. Just had my second kid, going so fast, could have just hit this car. I walked away pretty much unscathed. I got a huge bruise on my arm, which I'll share now. I got a huge hole in my shoe. The bike itself, let's talk about that for today's review. Before we do, though, this channel talks about minimalism, tech, intentional living, and more. So if that sounds cool to you, subscribe for more and smash that like button, because that's what we do. So I'm not a huge bike expert. I'm not a huge e-bike expert, but I have reviewed a couple e-bikes in the past. But I was always looking for something more substantial that I could commute to work on. And so I was just overjoyed when Juiced sent me their HyperScrambler 2. There are plenty of other reviews out there that will walk through the ins and outs of the type of disc brakes, the brand of gear shifting mechanism, and all of the different parts and pieces that go into these bikes. In my opinion, all you need to know is these bikes are built super well. Whatever it is they're using, whatever products or bits and pieces of bikes that they've put together to create this masterpiece of an e-bike is amazing. The whole thing is just so robust and sturdy. You feel so comfortable riding this thing, even going downhill at 32 miles an hour. You feel comfortable and you feel safe on this thing. Tires are great and grippy. The brakes work perfectly. You can go fast on this thing, you can go slow on this thing, you can do pedal assist, you can do all throttle, which I tend to do. It's just a thrill to ride on this bike, and I have to imagine that the rest of their lineup is as robust and premium as the HyperScrambler 2 is. Not to mention just how awesome this thing looks. I've had so many people say did you get a motorcycle? Just kind of walking through the bike. The mirrors are great. I don't really love the style of the mirrors, how they stick up kind of like antenna, but they're perfect functionally. And I love that about them. I had plans to sort of buy the mirrors that you stick on the end of the handlebars, but I've actually really come to like these mirrors, and they work just perfectly. The bike is a little big, at least tall wise. I'm 6'1", and it feels very comfortable for me. I could see if you're a little bit shorter, maybe it feels a little too tall or something, but the seat itself is super comfortable. The distance between everything is very comfortable. You can adjust the handlebars, to push them further forward, back. When you get the bike, as you've seen, there is a small amount of putting it together, but it really doesn't take a lot of time. But because of that, there's a certain amount of adjusting you can do on the bike, which is nice, just for preference reasons. The motor is fantastic, gets up to speed super quickly, and it hasn't had any problems with the hills here in hilly Roanoke, Virginia. The tallest hill that I've had to go up, which is like pretty tall, on my way to work, it went down to 10 miles an hour without me pedaling, just full throttle, which is still kind of getting it, to be honest, going up a huge hill like that. So I was very happy with the motor system, especially over a couple of the bikes I've reviewed in the past, the e-bikes I've reviewed in the past. It's just nice to not have to break a sweat going up these huge hills. Battery life is kind of what Juiced touts. There's 2 batteries on this thing, and I understand why they tout that. I think they say it gets up to 100 miles without charging. I'm not sure about that. I haven't ridden it that far. In fact, I've only gone about 20 miles on this thing, but I can say that today is May 26th, and I got this thing on March. I guess I started riding it on March 21st, 22nd, something like that. I haven't charged it since. And these new batteries, you leave them on. It just dropped below half battery capacity, like 2 days ago, and I rode it to work. So these batteries are insane, and if you do in fact need to leave it in a shed or something, the batteries aren't gonna like just deplete like crazy. So I've been super happy with the batteries. I've only charged them once when I got it, so I'm full throttle, like I barely pedal. The headlight, super bright, very comfortable riding this thing at night. The headlight apparently is like brighter than the headlight of a car, I read somewhere. You know, it's got its turn signals too, which is a huge plus, and the horn is awesome. Another one of my favorite things is the security system, which is just cool. It's cool to be able to like park it and not have to really chain it up. I'm in Roanoke, Virginia. Maybe if you're in a city, you would still want to chain the thing up. But if anyone touches it, I've had people like friends and family be like, oh, this is cool, and like go to like grab the seat, and then just the beep, like the thing just goes off. Is super cool, and having like your own lock and unlock key. So I can't say enough good things about this bike. The only thing I don't enjoy about it, literally, is the disc brakes squeak a ton. And I don't know why that is. I haven't looked in how to clean them or to get that to stop, but they're really, really loud out of box. And I've heard of a couple other reviewers say this too, just how loud the brakes are at squeaking. I'm sure there's a simple fix of like cleaning them or putting something on them to help remove that, but I don't know. It'd just be nice if out of the box they didn't do that. It could be unavoidable, like shipping dust or something, who knows, but super loud. Makes everyone turn their head and be like, oh my gosh, dude, get that fixed. That's something that I've found. But if the fix is easy, you could just cross this off your cons list, because the rest of the bike is incredible. Now, let's get back to when I wrecked the bike. I took more of a beating than the bike did. It's got scratches on the handlebar, on the pedal, on the kickstand, which is super robust as well, by the way. And then one of the turn signal, the back turn signal, back left, popped off. Just needs to, the wires need to be reattached and put back in there. This thing like slid probably like 10 feet or more. I don't know. It hit the ground hard. I was afraid it was just like broken beyond repair, to be honest. When I got up off the pavement, I was like, crap, dude, like I haven't even reviewed the thing yet and it's broken. It was awesome. I dusted myself off, picked up the back turn signal, put it in my pocket, and kind of rode it around the gas station a little bit just to check that it wasn't going to explode while I was riding it, and rode it the rest of the way to where I was going. Haven't had a problem with it since, literally at all. It took it like a champion. And again, just minor cosmetic scratches and stuff, which is just awesome. So don't worry about hurting the bike. Let's just leave it at that. I've been loving the bike, happy to review it, and thanks again to Juiced for sending it out for me to check out and review. If you want to pick up a Juiced bike, you can check the link in the description below. It is an affiliate link, so if you do decide to pick up a bike, it's going to help the channel a lot. And I will tell you, because I'm on their affiliate program, I get all of the emails saying what sort of deals and promotions they're doing, and they do deals and promotions all the time. Like The recent one, Memorial Day, which is this upcoming weekend, it's like $600 off some bikes. Like, they do great promos for these things. So just maybe sign up for their newsletter, wait a week or two, and you'll get a crazy promotion, but then use my link to buy it, whatever you decide to get. They've got great other models as well. I've loved it. I think you will too. Thank you for watching. Down in the description below is my affiliate link. So if you want to pick up your very own Juiced bike, please do so through that link. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. See you next time.